first time.
Oh my god, I love your bracelet. Where did you get it?
We want to invite you to have lunch with us every day for the rest of the week. Oh, it's okay. Coolness. So we'll see you tomorrow. On Wednesdays, we were peeking.
Bad 104. You didn't empty the cans in 104. I'm doubting your faith.
Come on. That ain't right.
Who you supposed to be? That damn Mighty Morphin fucking Power Ranger? What you gonna do? I'm docking her pay.
Good Lord. What's that say? Hey, cousin is
Bad whore.
Not every woman's gonna be a wife.
Not every woman's gonna be a wife.
I'm your wife! I'm your wife! And you cannot do this to me! You cannot do this to me!
No, you can't.
I'ma tell y'all that, like, y'all need Jesus in y'all life. Jesus said, "Now groceries shall not be eaten. Y'all groceries shall be put away. Put groceries away."
Oh my god, I love your bracelet. Where did you get it? Oh my god, I love your bracelet. Where did you get it? Oh my god, I love your skirt. Where did you get it?
It was my mom from the 80s.
Vintage. So adorable.
Thanks.
That is the ugliest effing skirt I've ever seen. Oh my god, I love your bracelet. Where did you get it?
Don't fuck with me, fellas. Don't fuck with me, fellas. This ain't my first time.
Oh my god, I love your bracelet. Where did you get it?
We want to invite you to have lunch with us every day for the rest of the week. Oh, it's okay. Coolness. So we'll see you tomorrow. On Wednesdays, we were peeking.
Bad 104. You didn't empty the cans in 104. I'm doubting your faith.
Come on. That ain't right.
Who you supposed to be? That damn Mighty Morphin fucking Power Ranger? What you gonna do? I'm docking her pay.
good Lord. What's that say? Hey, cousin is
Bad whore.
Not every woman's gonna be a wife.
Not every woman's gonna be a wife.
I'm your wife! I'm your wife! And you cannot do this to me! You cannot do this to me!
No, you can't.
I'ma tell y'all that, like, y'all need Jesus in y'all life. Jesus said, now groceries shall not be eaten. Y'all groceries shall be put away. Put groceries away.
Oh my god, I love your bracelet. Where did you get it? Oh my god, I love your bracelet. Where did you get it? Oh my god,
I love your skirt. Where did you get it? It was my mom's from the 80s. Vintage. So adorable. Thanks. That is the ugliest effing skirt I've ever seen.
Oh my god, I love your bracelet. Where did you get it?
Don't fuck with me, fellas! Don't fuck with me, fellas! This ain't my first time.
Oh my god, I love your bracelet. Where did you get it?
We want to invite you to have lunch with us every day for the rest of the week. Oh, it's okay. Coolness. So we'll see you tomorrow. On Wednesdays, we were peeking.
Bad 104. You didn't empty the cans in 104. I'm docking your pay.
Now that ain't right.
What you supposed to be? Goddamn, Mighty Morphin fucking Power Ranger? What you gonna do? I'm docking her pay.
Good Lord. What's that say? Cake and cousin is
Not every woman's gonna be a wife. Not every woman's gonna be a wife.
I'm your wife. I'm your wife. And you cannot do this to me. You cannot do this to me. No, you can't.
Some nasty motherfuckers. I'ma tell y'all that. Like, y'all need Jesus in y'all life. Jesus said, now groceries shall not be eaten. Y'all groceries shall be put away. Put groceries away.
Oh my god, I love your bracelet. Where did you get it? Oh my god, I love your bracelet. Where did you get it? Oh my god, I love your skirt. Where did you get it? It was my mom's from the 80s. Vintage. So adorable. Thanks. That is the ugliest effing skirt I've ever seen. Oh my god, I love your bracelet. Where did you get it?
Don't fuck with me, fellas!
Don't fuck with me, fellas. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to another case file number 003 at the Sistory Cinematic Universe, where we are unpacking and discovering new cinematic ways to view life, the world, and healing. I hope everybody's doing great. I'm letting you guys know right now, I've been busy. Busy doing what? Being a mean girl. I'm just kidding. I hope everybody's doing well. Before we get started, I want to say that I do have some announcements. One of the first announcements, the most important announcement, I will say, is me and my partner / co-host, we are bringing back the Blue Collar Babes. So we are actually bringing Blue Collar Babes back this Sunday. So this Sunday, if you're subscribed to this channel, you may be subscribed to the other channel. You guys are in for a treat. We are reviving the Blue Collar Babes, and this is going to be so fun. We're taking a new take on some old chicks, okay? We have lots of things to discuss and lots of things to unpack, and we are excited. We are excited to be showing you guys what we've been up to. So make sure you guys check us out this Sunday. I believe it's going to be 7:30 my time and 8:30 her time. She lives in Charlotte, so 8:30, what is that, Eastern, I think? I think it's Eastern time, and my time is Central. So make sure you guys check us out. All right. So, what are we going to be talking about today? Well, today we are taking a little spoof of Mean World, borrowing it from the Lindsay Lohan version, Regina George, Mean Girls. Mean World. Mean Girls. You get it? You get it? Good. Because this ain't nothing like the movie at all. Okay? We are here to investigate. We are here to awaken our senses, to get information that we wouldn't be able to get really anywhere else. Now, I'm not saying that you couldn't get this information anywhere else. I just know that you came to kick it with your girl and to do this investigation. I do have case files, but this one is a freebie because the world can be very, very cruel. And the world is set up in a way that is trying to distract us. So we're not able to think on our own. Now, in the very first cinematic universe, They Lie, we undiscovered. We discovered. We rediscovered what is really put in front of us. And can we tell the difference from reality and the world that's set up? Then, in the second installment of Case File, we went ahead and we went into the Matrix universe. And in the Matrix universe, we got to decide what we want to do. We want to live in the blue pill, the world of comfort, or the world of curiosity, which is the red pill. I don't know what a lot of people actually picked because a lot of people didn't leave too many comments. But thank you for all my subscribers, and particularly the new ones. Nice to see you, because you're here to learn something, aren't you? You're not just here to see little old me. So what are we going to unpack? Like I said, this one is for the ladies. This one's especially for you girls. Check this out. Welcome to Case File 003, where we are going to question everything. And nothing is off limits, particularly the things that are going on in the world. All right.
You ever wonder what's really in tampons? You might change your mind about them after this. Scientists tested multiple tampons and found heavy metals like lead and cadmium. Not exactly what you'd expect in a little cotton plug, is it? Most people think they're just cotton, but many are actually made from a blend of cotton and rayon, a fiber that's chemically processed from wood pulp. That bright white cotton, it doesn't just grow looking like that. The materials go through industrial processing and bleaching before they're turned into tampons. Some tampons are even scented. Perfume inside one of the most sensitive parts of your body? Who thought that was a good idea? A variety of chemicals are in some menstrual products, and scientists are still studying what long-term exposure could mean. Getting scared? Millions of people use these every single month. But how many actually know what's inside them? You don't care though, right?
You're all. Your brain is already infected. That was just a little sneak peek because I don't know if many women know what is really in tampons or what is in anything that we put into our bodies. I mean, this goes way deeper than just tampons, doesn't this, ladies? I mean, we got food, medication, all type of things. What is really going on in this world? It's like this world was designed by evil people to keep us down in this really cruel, unusual time. And since we're talking about cruel and unusual times, I would like to take this time out to say, welcome to the United States of Israel. As I embark on our first investigation, we have Exhibit 1, ladies and gentlemen. Let's investigate.
The face scanning tech used on Palestinians in Gaza is now being used in New York.
Break this down for me.
A company called CoreSight AI built it. The man who helped design it was an Israeli army colonel. He also designed the wall that separates the West Bank from Israel. The Israeli military used CoreSight's system to scan Palestinians at checkpoints in Gaza. 2 days after the shooting outside the Israeli embassy in Washington, CoreSite's North America director went public. He said their systems should be used in U.S. cities to detect early signs of violent intent. His exact words, "This isn't hypothetical. It's already happening."
So they're using the shooting as a sales pitch.
Textbook. The NYPD pays Terragence Global $567,000 to...
This stuff should really make you wonder what is going on. We don't live in a private world. Is privacy even anything that we debate anymore? Is privacy a thing of the past? I don't know. This is just a question.
to monitor the dark web.
Technology
The FDNY used Clearview AI to identify a pro-Palestinian protester. The MTA is testing AI that scores your behavior on the subway, but officials say no face scanning in the subway.
So they're not lying, they're just omitting.
Exactly. We teach this in the Propaganda Codex. The method is called omission. Tell you one specific thing isn't happening, so you never ask about the 5 other things that are. No face scanning, but AI scoring your behavior? That's allowed. Gaza was practiced.
They're scoring your behavior. They're tapping into your privacy. They're taking all your information and they are selling it to companies and other individuals. Maybe governments. I don't know.
Now it's here. Full breakdown in the Propaganda Codex, sigillamalexio.com. Link in bio.
The Propaganda Codex. So who's gonna be the brave one? Somebody's got to be the brave one and actually like go pick that the Propaganda Codex up. I guess I have to be the one, since I'm the one that's doing all the investigations. I guess I have to be the one. I'll be the one to die on the cross for humanity, right? But we have more. We have more things to talk about, more things to discover, because where are they getting all of this technology? How are they powering all these things? And if you really think about it, we have these things in America called these data centers, right? And these data centers are destroying the ground that it's around. It kills all the animals that are present. It drives them away from their natural habitat. It poisons the water, and it also pollutes the air. There's also another thing that is silently being tested and scientifically proven, is called the absence of noise, and it is the damage from the hums and vibrations that the data centers give off. Now, these data centers are popping up everywhere, but don't take my word for it. You can do your own investigation. But I digress. Pretty sure most of us in America are familiar with data centers, right? Right. All right, we move on to exhibit number 2. This one is for the ladies. Not for the ladies, but by the ladies. All right, we stand with the ladies. So let's hear the sisters speak.
That Israelis get that Americans don't. America has sent Israel about $22 billion since 2023. Israelis all get universal health care. Average healthcare spending for an Israeli is about $4,000, while in America, it's about $13,000. All Israeli workers are legally guaranteed at least 12 days of vacation days, paid vacation days by the government. Americans get 0 federally mandated vacation days.
Where's my federally mandated vacations? Because let me tell you something. Being out there when it's 90 degrees, being out there when it's tornadoes, delivering that goddamn mail is not something that I want to do. Do y'all think y'all need your mail that much? Do you think your mail is that important? Where people like me got to risk their life out there. And I can't even get me a day off. I can't get me no mandatory days in the books. Come on now.
Days. Your tax dollars, by the way, being given to Israelis for free. Israelis get 15 weeks of paid maternity leave given by the government. Americans get none. Public university tuition is heavily discounted in Israel. Students pay around $3,000 per year, while the national average for a student in America is about $25,000 a year. Israeli citizens all get IVF funded by the government for 2 children. Israel provides a monthly allowance for people who have children. Americans get nothing. Again, no matter which part of Israel you are at, you can get a government-funded abortion. We already know how that goes in America. Israeli citizens pay really low cost for medication. Americans on average pay 3 times more than the average Israeli citizens. Answer is yes, Americans can have all of this stuff. Our politicians just choose to give it to Israelis. We love it here. Did you know about this? Let me know in the comment section below and follow me for more updates like this.
Definitely, sister. We definitely need to follow. We definitely need to raise more awareness about what's going on, because I don't think enough people know. I think a lot of people are worried about that whole Chris Brown and Usher concert where that girl turned down Usher. How could she do that? How could she have done that? That's plastered all over the place. But you know what's not plastered all over the place? What America has gotten themselves into. And please believe, I love this country more than anybody. Full-blooded American and wouldn't have it no other way. I love lots of things that's been put out. But what we can't tolerate, ladies and gentlemen, is how the world is treating America, not the world. How Americans' government is treating Americans like the burn book. And we are now divulging every single thing right before our eyes, and most of us are not going to do anything. More importantly, we can't even keep our communities together. Most of us don't even know the truth. They say the truth will set you free. Well, in this case, the truth is buried and cut deep, and only the intelligent will find it. We need more people to do some more waking up. However, we talked about data centers, with the water pollution, what's going on with these gas prices. It's like the gas prices were up high and we complained about it, and then boom, it was like a pause, and then they went down a little bit. Not a whole bunch of it, just a little bit. And then boom, the pause is over. And now those gas prices are right back up. Like what? Ladies and gentlemen, these boobs are heavy. But the gas prices are right back up. We have the gas. What I would like for everybody to do is to Google one thing. And if you Google this one thing, go ahead and put it down in the comment section. If you like what you see, make sure you like, subscribe, and leave a comment so we can do some more investigations in the cinematic universe. Do anybody know who's the top producer of crude oil in the world? I'll give you a hint. I'm living in the country. So, we went to war with Iran, we went to war with Venezuela, and they are all huge manufactured partners of China. Very mean of the American government to use other countries to get at another country. It's crazy, right? I don't know. I bring questions here, ladies and gentlemen. The questions, I'm looking for answers. You feel free to ask these questions to yourself and then wonder what's going on. Now, the next piece of evidence is a little bit long, so I'll try not to do too much talking. We'll just sit back and really absorb what's going on. Maybe some of this information will be super fetch, and we'll learn something. Maybe we'll learn something about ourselves. What I want us to do is I want us to start using our critical thinking skills and build us a mental citadel, if you would like, so we can store some of this information so we can start using logic, strategy, and purpose moving forward, making decisions, right? This is the only way that we are going to be able to do a self-reflection and start healing as individuals. Once we start healing as individuals, we can move forward to start healing our community, to start healing our state, to start healing our country, because things are changing. If we like it or if we don't like it, you're going to have to get on board. So, what am I talking about? Where is the evidence? Well, I present to you Exhibit C.
I am not suicidal. The intersection of identity, history, and spiritual lineage in the Middle East is one of the most fiercely protected and weaponized narratives on the planet. To look closely at the demographic reality of modern Israel is to see a deep contradiction between ancient texts and contemporary politics. Do you guys realize that the people in Israel today are not the Israelis in the Bible? They weren't always there. Yes, they were. No, they weren't. All the Israeli people you see today are all from Eastern Europe. All of them. There's a reason why DNA testing is highly regulated in Israel. It's a reason why they get so defensive or whenever they get asked where their great-great-grandparents were born prior to Israel. The real Israelis were melanated people. Before these people from Eastern Europe that you guys see today arrived to Israel, it was a land filled with noble, humble people known as Israelites. It says it in the Bible. Spiritually in tune with themselves, they were the real God's chosen people. But then these fucks from Eastern Europe arrived, completely slaughtered them, and now run with this twisted narrative and lie that they are the real God's chosen people narrative so they can wear the stolen crown. So now they run with this for centuries, and it's not true. God's chosen people don't murder.
Fun fact, those people just didn't show up and killed and took over shit. They were invited. Oh yeah. They were invited to come there. And when they saw amazing things and was explained to things that they didn't know, then they took over. They get the knowledge first. They get the secrets. Then they take some shit over. They just don't show up and be like, they were taking shit over. They die when they do that. They die. But they have to get the knowledge first. And then they change it, and then they take over.
Murder, cause mass genocides, cause mass world problems, wars, steal land, look down on other religions and people, assassinate or kill anyone who goes up against them or calls them out for their bad behavior, etc. They don't poison our foods and waters. No, God's chosen people does not do that. To truly understand this dynamic, you have to look at the massive gap between the indigenous Semitic people of the ancient Levant and the demographic of the modern state of Israel. The historical reality is that a significant portion of the population that established the modern state in 1948 arrived via waves of migration from Eastern European nations. These communities brought with them a completely different cultural, geographic, and genetic background than the ancient populations described in biblical texts. By superimposing a European population onto a Middle Eastern landscape and claiming an exclusive divine right to the land, the system created a powerful political mythology designed to overwrite the history of the actual people who originally belonged to that soil. This explains why discussions around lineage, heritage, and genetic testing are so heavily controlled and restricted restricted by the state. When a government heavily regulates the public's access to commercial DNA testing, it is actively guarding the borders of its own founding narrative. If the world looked too closely at the data, the illusion of an unbroken, thousands years old physical connection to the land would fracture. The defensiveness surrounding where ancestors were born prior to the mid-20th century exists because admitting the truth exposes the entire project as a modern political movement rather than a biblical homecoming. The core of the issue is the total inversion of what it means to carry a spiritual mantle. True spiritual alignment is rooted in humility, peace, and coexistence with the land and the people around you. When state power is built on displacement, military violence, and the systematic erasure of neighboring communities, it completely contradicts the moral laws laid out in the very scriptures used to justify that power. You cannot claim to be the guardians of a divine legacy while using state-sponsored violence, land theft, and foreign intervention to crush anybody who stands in your way. The solution requires stripping away the religious justification from what is fundamentally a modern colonial project. The world must stop allowing secular governments to use ancient texts.
I don't know who this man is. Y'all, but I know it's only one person watching right now, but holy shit. Like, I hope your ass is learning something right now, because there's a lot of things that's being said right now that is true.
Shields for international law violations and human rights abuses. True justice means recognizing that no population holds a divine monopoly on human value or land rights, and that true spiritual nobility is measured by how a society treats the vulnerable, not by the power of its military apparatus or the rewriting of its lineage. The modern state was not created by a divine miracle. It was engineered through Western treaties, specifically British colonial mandates, to place a strategic outpost right in the heart of the Middle East. And we need to look at exactly how the Western powers engineered this entire swap, because it did not just happen out of nowhere. In 1917, the British Empire signed the Balfour Declaration, literally drawing lines on a map and promising land that wasn't theirs to give away. The West wanted a loyal, European-minded watchdog right in the middle of the Arab world to secure their oil routes and split up the region. They used the genuine trauma of European Jewish people after World War II as a perfect moral cover to ship millions of people out of Europe and into Palestine. It was the ultimate shell game. The Western nations got to solve their own European problem without giving up an inch of their own territory, while giving a newly arrived population the heavy weapons and financial backing to completely drive the indigenous people off their ancestral land. It is a political land grab wrapped up in a religious blanket, and the West continues to fund it with billions of our tax dollars today to keep their foot on the neck of the entire Middle East.
His ass was saying a whole lot. He was saying a whole lot. Like, it's hard to wrap my head around everything that was said, because it was a whole lot. The whole point is, like, why are we even discussing anything that's going on in the world? Why should any of us care about what's happening in the world? Can any of us change anything that's going on in the world? Should we even be questioning anything that's going on in the world? Should we care? And the short answer is, there is no short answer. I think most people do not care. Most people do not see a future in this. But you can't sit around here and not know what to do when the time comes. And please believe, in the Black community, we know that we've been put through some things in this United States. We know when the time comes that we have to fortify ourselves and be resilient, because that is the only thing that we ever known how to be and do ever since they stepped foot in this country. Some of us have an older lineage than being brought over here in a slavery ship. Some of us were already here, always here. And to just have your world flipped upside down, this wouldn't be the first time. This has happened many, 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 many times. Are you going to be the victim of not knowing what to do because you didn't know anything? Or are you going to actually go out here, figure something out, get the information and the knowledge, and use it? Use it to your benefit, not just for yourself, but for your loved ones, for your children, your legacy, your family, your friends. Everybody is going to have to play a part in this, if you like it or not. Because this is the world that we live in. It's one big ass high school that we thought we graduated from, but no, it gets worse. Each year, the classes get harder, the people become shittier, the women become bitchier, the guys become uglier, and all we're doing is aging. When are we going to take a minute and stop and do some self-reflection? This is all this is about. If you think about it, even the movie Mean Girls was just about a girl's journey of getting totally turned the fuck out and then having to refine herself and be accountable for the things that she did and moving forward the things that she was going to do. So we can't change anything from the past. We can't change nothing that we did. But moving forward, there's pertinent information that we have to know. And why? Why am I even bringing up Israel? Most people don't even know where Israel is on a map. So I hope you can go find it. I mean, the gentleman before had a map of it. But why? Why did I say welcome to the United States of Israel? Well, for Exhibit D, which is the last exhibit, by the way.
I don't know if you guys live under a rock or you just still don't do politics because you think everybody paying attention is a crazy conspiracy theorist. The bill budget passed. The bill budget passed. And if you're like, well, what the fuck does that mean? Buckle your fucking tits up. They just announced $930 billion in Medicaid cuts. Do you understand that the annual budget for Medicaid is $919 billion? They're cutting Medicaid. Medicaid is for people who are under a certain income threshold. This is what your tax dollars should go to. Everybody should have free health care, but currently in the United States of America, only extremely poor people do. And to give you a little perspective, they say that the average household with one child needs to earn $175,000 to afford a very average way of life in the United States of America. You have to make less than $42,000 on average across the United States to qualify for Medicaid. So we are talking the poorest of fucking poor people are going to lose access to health care. Everybody who's on Medicaid is losing Medicaid. That's what the fuck that means, okay? Then they're cutting food stamps. And to give you a little more perspective, the annual food stamp balance nationwide is $101 billion. They're cutting $100 billion in funding to SNAP benefits. So again, everybody is losing food. If you have Medicaid or you have food stamps, you will not have them. Some of these budget cuts are going into effect immediately. Some won't go into effect until after the midterms. And the reason they specifically picked it to happen after the midterms is so that if Democrats do win back the House or Senate for that matter, they could be like, look what the Democrats did. That's how they position this shit. But by the end of this year, if you have Medicaid or food stamps, you will lose that shit along with all the affordable care subsidies. So if you bought your healthcare through one of those marketplaces or somebody brokered a good healthcare deal for you, that shit's going up. It's going up for everybody. It's going up more than it's already gone up.
It's up right now, girl. It's up right now.
In that bill is additional tax breaks for billionaires. While Elon Musk becomes the world's first trillionaire, he receives more tax breaks while the poorest of poor lose food and fucking healthcare. But wait, there's more. Included in this budget was also additional funding for the expansion of ICE detention centers. How much funding? Well, ICE already has a larger budget than the Marine Corps, but now they're going to have more employees than the entire prison system nation fucking wide.
Now, hold on a second. I know some people who work up in the prison system. It's a very complex and intricate. Law enforcement is very complex and intricate. To go ahead and expand something, I thought we were getting all the immigrants out of here. So I expand the detention centers. Who do they plan to hold up in there? In a detention center. I don't know if you know this, but if they have a draft, which automatically anybody who's of the age between 18 and 28 will automatically be drafted come December 1st of 2026. Automatically. Instead of going to a jail, they can throw you in a detention center. So it makes you just wonder. They got the funding, they got the infrastructures, now they got the bodies put in place to carry these missions out.
I think you guys are adequately wrapping your head around this situation. 41 million Americans are going to lose access to food. 75 million Americans are going to lose access to health care, and that is just Medicaid and food stamps. While you've got Stephen fucking Miller admitting that they're going to go after Medicare and Social Security. Medicare is free or low-cost health care for retirees.
Now, I will say this too. When I was at work the other day, I was on the phone with one of my girlfriends, and she was, just throwing a little concern to me about just life and not having children yet, and, getting older. And one of my customers, he came to me, and he was saying that there was a storm at work. It was a tornado, and your girl was at work all day. Just had to hunker out, buckle down. He was cleaning off his driveway for the tree branches. It was big old tree branches. It was hail, big old ice chunks and everything. So he's just, taking the leaf blower and going through. He said, yeah, I have all these tree twigs in my pool, and I have all these, big pieces of tree branches that I have to pick up and bring to the driveway. He said, I got to deal with my first world problems. And I said, it's a first world blessing if you ask me. And he said, yeah, that's a better way to put it. He's like, because, and this is an older white man. He says, because I'm disappointed in what our president is doing. He says, I've never really hated anybody in my life, but I really do hate that man. He says, do you know that he's going after my retirement? I said, I did not know, sir. I'm just listening. And he's just like, yeah, well, somebody like you, you can go out and just get a job. You can work. He said, the younger generation, they can just go out and work. He said, but what about us who's already retired? He said, I've built a lifestyle with me, my wife, my wife's family, grandchildren, around my house, around everything that comes with my house, my yard, my dogs, my pool, my shed, everything. He's like, it's all now at jeopardy for the first time in my life. And he said, I never, ever thought that the country would get this bad where I would have to worry about how I'm going to pay for my family. And I already spent all my years working. He's like, got somebody like me, I'm old. I just can't go get another job. He says, so like, what is really going on in America right now? I just feel like I'm in a different place than just even 20 years ago. And I said, oh, I understand, sir. I definitely understand. I understand the frustration. I'm disappointed about what's going on. I think the most of Americans can agree that we are definitely feeling the burn of everything that this country has been enduring the last few years, really since COVID. And he told me, no, really, since Obama. He said, I wish that we could go back to the Obama days. He said, the Obama was my favorite president. And he said, and you really did not know that at the time. So you just realize that looking back. And he said, even looking back from Obama, he said, Bush, even though Bush was a red-blooded American and he loved America very differently because he was an oil man, he had more interest in America, in America's best interest than what's going on right now. He says, I'm going to tell you this one last thing. And he's like, I don't want this to ruin your day. I just want you to know because, you know, you seem like you really understand what's going on here. He's like, and I honestly, he's like, I like the other carrier who used to deliver the mail, but you seem like you are really cool, but you know, you're really young. You still understand what's going on. You're not just blinded by like TikTok and stuff. And I told the man, sir, I don't even have a TikTok. I be on YouTube. Shout out to YouTube. I be on Facebook. Shout out to FB, right? And I be on Instagram because, you know. But I keep a real low profile. I keep a very small following. And I kind of like it that way because the people who know me and I know you, you know you're dealing with a real one. I'm not a scammer and I don't want to scam nobody. I don't want nobody's extra money. And if you want to donate, you can. Because we always need lights and cameras and stuff. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to beg anybody. I'd rather you support me by liking, sharing, and leaving a comment. I'd rather you support the Sistory Hill Hood community by starting a conversation and answering some of these questions that all of America is asking. Because we live in this distracted ass world, and it just takes one person to ask the right question that everybody was thinking, but everybody was too afraid to say, to break that illusion and to start waking people the fuck up. And that's why you do have me here telling you things. You have these video clips that people are just sending me and I'm finding them, raising awareness because this is pertinent. We can't keep going on in America constantly living in bread and circuses. We need to start waking up and start making conscious decisions because they are yoinking. Yoink. Yoink. They're yoinking shit right from under us. Now, take it from me. Take it from a black woman. We're used to this shit. The rest of the world ain't. That customer, he told me, I want you to take care of yourself. He said, I want you to take care of yourself. I want you to take care of your family because our president, with the backing of Congress, just merged the Israeli military with the United States military. I said, say what? He said, yeah, I don't know how they got away with it in the Constitution. And he's like, because in the Constitution, it clearly says that no foreign outside nation shall ever hold any position within the American government or the American Legion. And I said, well, we've been giving money to Israel. So that's not the case. That's been happening. He said, well, now it's on paper. Now it's official. He said, I don't know what this means for the rest of America. I just am going to continue to pray for the good people. And I'm going to pray for not just my family, but everybody else's family who's going to have to feel this. And I told him, I noticed in the neighborhood, there's been a lot of people putting their house up for sale. And he said, everything is changing in America. Everything is changing. What is happening 6 months ago is totally different than what's happening now. And he said the hardest thing is to stay on top and to know the truth. It's so hard to stay on top of the truth. You could stay on top of that fucking Chris Brown and Usher concert. You could stay on top of Cardi B. You could stay on top of the Black Women's Expo. You could stay on top of that fucking that Love on the Lawn festival. You could stay on top of these festivals if you want to, but you also need to realize what's coming. Because after all the partying bullshit, when it gets real, where are you going to go? What do you know? Because you're not going to be able to just go and look in Google. They're already surveilling everything. So what are you going to do next? What about your mom? What about your dad? What about your grandparents? Who's going to take care of them? What's going to happen? Do you have a plan? Do you even care? Do your children even care?
Social Security is what funds people on disability and, again, retirees. So you're going to take away health care and money from the fucking elderly? What are you expecting them to do? Go back to work? Disabled and elderly people should have free health care and subsidized assistance that they worked their entire life paying into. That's fucking gone. On top of defunding the National Weather Association, the CDC, the FDA, food stamps, Medicaid, Medicare. Also, they can expand ICE and give billionaires fucking tax breaks. They also intend, by way of admission from Larry Fink, the owner of BlackRock, they intend on using your savings account, your Roth IRA, and your 401k to fund the development of the infrastructure needed to expand AI surveillance data centers all across the United States, which not only poisons your clean drinking water, but increases the cost of your electricity. How much do you have to take before you fucking stand up? Puts a cherry on the top of the fucking shit Sunday. All of you guys are just eating fucking happily. You don't even have anywhere you can successfully escape to. Do you understand that this alt-right up movement, this immigration propaganda is sweeping the EU right now? Do you understand that the EU just rolled out its own plan for immigration?
They plan to put everybody some freaking where. They got to put your ass somewhere. They sending your ass somewhere. I have a friend who's from Africa. And I was telling her, I said, I should just dip and go out there and just, just my whole family. And she said, it is no better. She said, it really is nowhere to escape. She said, at least out there, the terrain. At least in your home country, the terrain. Maybe you think alike like the people around you. She said, you don't know how far things will go out here. You don't know how far things go. She said, don't forget, you're American. There is no safe place to go. Yeah.
Do you understand that the United Nations dropped Project fucking 30? They are the author of Project 30. You want to know what Project 30 is? Project 25 for all of fucking Europe. For everybody who sits around watching the United States of America grasping their fucking pearls, like, why aren't you guys doing anything? You're a decade away from being where we are, and that's best case scenario, because they're already copying our fucking blueprint in the EU. I have said it before and I'm going to say it again. The only way out is through. There is no running from this. You have to deal with it. You have to deal with it. Reality does not require your acknowledgement or participation to fucking affect you. You have to do something.
And it just brings me to the last point. What do we do? After reviewing all the evidence, what do we do? Ladies and gentlemen, what are we going to do? Well, here at the Sistory Hill Hood, I'm going to give you a little tea time, right? This is what we do. We have to go back to our communities, and we have to start building. We have to start slowly withdrawing from the world. You have to start withdrawing from your job. You have to start withdrawing from schools, withdrawing from spending money, being a consumer. You have to disrupt the system. In America, we know this works because Blacks have done it in America. We know this works. The problem is, even though there's twice as many people in America than it was at that time, they're doing a great job of keeping people under bread and circuses and very divided. By the way, is the Black community still boycotting the Asian community? I'm just wondering. I don't know. I wanted to get my feet done and my nails done, and I couldn't. Usually I do them myself, but I wanted to go somewhere, and I had to reconsider, read some litter. Okay, are we done with that, or like no? I know we're forever boycotting Target. I know that's a forever I love Atlanta thing, so we just gonna leave that be. But let's go back to our communities. We need to start our gardens. We need to start homeschooling our children. We need to start creating our own businesses and jobs. The wives and the women need to learn how to communicate with each other, barter with each other, learn from each other, and more so stay the fuck home. Stay home. Stay home so you can guard the home front while the man goes out there and forges the way. And there's safety in numbers, ladies and gentlemen. There's safety in numbers. There's a lot of literature and books, even movies out there that have shown us how to be able to do this and to do it successfully. We have Amish people, the Mennonite people. We have certain people within the Nation of Islam who have formed communities subset from what's already from their town or their city. And they're making it work. And only we can make this work. Only we can. We're not going to be able to stand up and fight the taxation system, but we can slowly withdraw and not partake in it. Just think about it. Just don't watch this and be like, this is the end. We have no hope for what's going on. We have all the power. We have all the power. So we just can't give up. I refuse to give up. So let's see, what did I do here? What did I just do here? All right. Let me... Pretty much it's only my job to present the evidence. I presented the evidence to you. Hopefully you can come to a conclusion on yourself. Even if you don't know what to do, even if you're batshit scared, at least maybe one thing resonated with you so you realize that the time is coming where we're going to have to start being a little bit more strategic about the things that we are doing. But you have your homegirl here, Shamara Ali, who is going to be here giving you these case files, hopefully on a weekly basis. I was going to do it on Sunday, but I messed around and I got folded up. So Sundays, I did my research and investigation, but of course, you already know. On Wednesdays, we wear pink. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I'm totally sticking to it. So hopefully you got some value out of this Sistory Cinematic Universe segment. Now, I just want you to remember that I will also be doing this Sunday the Blue Collar Babes. We're bringing it back. We are bringing it back. So make sure you check us out. It's going to be 7:30 my time, 8:30 her time. So I hope you guys are going to be looking out for that. And just think about it, y'all. Just think about what was said. It was a lot said today. It was a lot of information uncovered. But let me see. Do I have... I thought I had a sneak peek. Let me see. I want a sneak peek for the next show. Let me see if I can get it real quick. I feel so unprepared. Okay. All right, it's saying that it's downloading. So if you guys bear with me for a couple more seconds, minutes, I don't know how long it's going to take, but boom, I got one of them already. So yes, please join me for the next cinematic universe of Case File. What is this? It's 004, I believe. And we will be covering Tales from the Hood. But instead of it being Tales from the Hood, it is going to be Tales from the Healing Hood. So make sure you check this one out. I do not want y'all to miss this one. This is going to be a good one. That is going to be one that is definitely going to, it's a community. Because like, if you remember what Tales from the Hood was about, it was definitely one of those Black storytelling, and anthology type of movies that was really preachy during the 90s. This is for us, by us. There's not a lot out there that's for us, by us, that's truth. We got a lot of scammers in our community. We need to address that shit because these scammers are off the chain, y'all. We really got to put a foot in their ass, okay? Because we can't be scamming our own people. And when you scam your own people and you think your ass is going to go do business with somebody else, they be like, I ain't gonna do business with you. Why? Because you be scamming your own people. So if I got to do business with you, I got to be scamming your people too. And that's when we get all messed up. So we got to really eradicate the scammers. And let me tell you something, they all across YouTube. They asses is all across YouTube. So we got to be careful. Speaking of scammers, we've got the Cash App at the bottom. So make sure that you guys leave a little donation. You know, your girl got one light. I know you see that light back there. Your girl got one light. So make sure you hook it up. One light, one mic. Okay. And I hope you guys have a blessed day. Make sure you guys take care. If you need to reach out to me, you know where to reach me. Facebook will probably be the best way. And I'm giving you my number, but don't hit me on no dumb shit. Okay? But if you need me, make sure you reach out to me. I'm here to help heal and bring us back to where we need to be. All right? Amen.